going to talk a little bit about my favorite word building, or my favorite reading rods kit, the word building kit. And I'm going to talk a little bit first about how I manage using these materials in the classroom or with a small group. First, my little center mantra: don't ever put anything in a center that you haven't taught the kids to use first. And so I spend a lot of time with a small group of students, and as the kids rotate through, I spend time teaching them how to use the materials. So one of my favorite activities is the one that uses OI and OY, and I teach the kids that, you know, find it, build it, read it, that there's symbols that show them how to go through the activity. And the other thing that I do that's really important is I pull the rods out that I need to use before my students get there. And so if I'm working with 3 or 4 kids, each of them has a tray, and I've got the rods set up in front of the tray, and then a plastic baggie for them to keep those particular rods in. So I have that organized ahead of time. And then when they're ready, I move the whole kit, everything, into a center for them to use. One of the activities that I like to do with my small groups is to do a word sort. And what I do is I take the cards that are in the activity book and take them out, and I focus on a couple of phonetic constructions that we've already learned. I tend to really focus on the vowels because kids have difficult time understanding the vowel combinations. So like, say I've already taught OI and OY here, then I might pull out my OI and my OY card. And what the kids would do is they would take their OI and their OY and they would build as many words as they could. And at that point, I also talk to the kids about real and about nonsense words. So I would allow them to build some nonsense words, and they would have to work on saying those words. And that's really a good thing to do because it teaches kids to actually use the phonetic skills that they've acquired to decode, because it's not a word they've ever seen. So this would be sn, oi, snoy. And you would use the OY cube or rod instead of the OY, because OY always comes in the final position. So we would talk about some of those things as they were sorting. And then when they were finished, I always tell them, okay, we built some real words, we built some nonsense words. Now we're going to write our real words in one column on a dry erase and our nonsense words in another column. So that's a way that I teach my kids to use the word building kit and to use their decoding skills in order to learn to be better, more fluent readers.